So, have you heard anything? I was on my way to the hospital to see if the results...
Yeah, I'm not the father. But neither's Sonny. Apparently the baby's DNA doesn't match either one of us.
Well, I can't exactly say that I'm surprised.
Yeah, I guess Sam was just going after the deepest pockets, you know. I should have known that.
Look, I'm really sorry. I know that you wanted that baby.
Not if it tied me to Sam for the rest of my life. You know, this way I'm free. I don't have any ties to her, no responsibilities, and it didn't cost me a dime.
Well, Sam doesn't really bring out your best side, does she?
Barely know myself anymore, but that is all about to change.
And why is that?
Because I am going to Monte Carlo. Why don't you come along?
What makes you think that I would go anywhere with you?
Have you ever been to Monte Carlo?
That wasn't the question.
It is a magical city. I mean, you check your pass at the door, and you play your luck all night. You forget about your troubles. And whenever you lose at one table, you're guaranteed to make it back at the next.
So it's basically Atlantic City, but with a better beach.
No, better everything. Better clothes, better architecture, far better clientele. And then, of course, you know, I'm going to be there.
Are you always this sure of yourself?
Come on, when was the last time you had some fun? When was the last time you spent an evening with a guy who doesn't want to control you, doesn't tell you how to act, can hold up his end of the conversation, when the most important thing is the next roll of the dice? Why don't you give yourself a break? Come on.
I am supposed to be starting a foundation.
Yes, and for that you need money, right?
Almost everybody who gambles loses, Jax.
But I am not almost everyone.
Yeah, well, that's what all gamblers think. Believe me, I know.
If you go with me, I will donate half my winnings to your foundation.
Okay, so when you cash out at the casino, the winnings go home with me.
Of course.
Deal? The lights in Port Charles are getting smaller.
What I love about flying, it puts everything into perspective.
Well, we'll have to land eventually.
Yep. But Monte Carlo, nothing's real there. If you've got money, and I do, you can spend all your time playing. Some people say that's an empty existence, but at least it's fun.
You're disappointed about the baby, aren't you?
No, the last thing I need right now is a baby.
Come on, Jax. Real lives just disappeared, right? You can tell me.
I imagine calling my mother at least 20 times. She needs some good news right now. I don't know if you know, but my father died a few months ago.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm sorry.
This baby felt like a second chance. You know, once I got over the shock, I was actually quite excited. I imagined how my life would change. I pictured myself up in the middle of the night, moving stock around in Tokyo and pacing the floor with my baby. I wanted to be the kind of father my dad was. And I thought about camping trips and schools, about going hiking in the mountains with my baby on my back. I was even going to fly my mother in for the birth. I knew I was getting ahead of myself then. And just like that, the child was gone.
Yeah. I know exactly how that feels.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to word it that way. I should apologize.
It's all right. It's all right.
I lost my child, but not the way you did.
Hey, loss is loss, right? Anyway, I used to make all kinds of plans too, you know? And one day the baby would be a boy, and I'd think about basketball and hockey or kickboxing, and the next day the baby would be a girl, and I'd think about ribbons and piano lessons and kickboxing. I can't help it. It's just the way that I think. But, yeah, then one morning I woke up and the baby was gone. And, there was nothing left but this, empty space in my heart where I had made room for the baby. And nothing fills that space, and it doesn't go away. And I'm lonely in a way that I wasn't before. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Here. You know, you are far too young and beautiful. You're so sad.
There's no point in dwelling on it.
Then let's forget about the past. Concentrate on new beginnings.